Hi everybody, this is Nicole, and this is Thursdays with Nicole Salah. I'm only going to be on here very brief. I'm going to be on my counterparts live in a little bit, and I will share it on my sites, and I hope you guys tune on in. So I'll be sharing a link over to listen to the before. I just wanted to get back in. I know today I was supposed to handle the men's issues, but I still wanted to kind of continue on with the women's issues and a couple of things that I utilize. I myself battle with uterine fibroids and things like that. Well, not in things like that, but uterine fibroids. I had issues in my womb, and they stimulated from stress, from love hurt, love pain, early trauma to my womb by premarital sex. And the perm, I believe the perm that I used to wear back, what ages? 18, 17, 16 to like 20, 23, 24, around there, 25. But in between that time and those chemicals. So I didn't see a blip on my uterus until I was about, I want to say in my 30s, late 20s. And I went to an endocrinologist that awesome in her work and the things that she do. My OBGYN at the time wasn't available, so I had went to the doctor that my sister worked for at the time because she trusted her. And we talked about it, and she saw some things, and it was a little blip or whatever, but she was telling me how to handle and what to do and things like that. So as life progressed and things happened, stress, right, eating different, and I began to eat more in a way that I did not grow up eating. Like I grew up eating very well-rounded food. My parents were vegetarian when they carried me in a little while after that, and then began to introduce me back into our eating regimen as a young person, but we always ate well-rounded, right? And I used to suck my fingers, my two middle fingers on my left hand, and I remember my doctor told my mom to not stop me because there was a mineral deficiency, and when I finished, or to feed me the nutrients necessary, right? Make sure my bowel movements and stuff like that would happen, and then I would eventually wean off of sucking my fingers. And it happened. I was about 9, 10 years old, and then they didn't taste the same. And so that's what, that's how that happened. But how did I go there? I don't know how I went all the way that way, but I have been eating a particular way since my youth. And then how my eating habits changed once I got into college, and the stress of everything and trying to matriculate as a young person, really taking care of things on my own. As an engineering student, I went to the illustrious GMI Engineering and Management at the time in 1994. Now it's called Kettering University. But going there, I didn't know how to balance my stress, right? And so all of that came to having issues within my womb, having to have cryosurgery where they freeze my cervix because the cells were not reproducing as they should. So froze my cervix, cells came down, was told how to eat and things to do to reproduce, right? And so about 10, 15 years later, I had a small fibroid. And then years later, they began to grow. And that was after life began to happen, and I began to suppress my emotions and not really handle them like I had learned to start handling them. And so that energy in the environment of what was going on in my world at that time made them grow, right? So once that happened, while I was finding a protocol to help someone else, that's when mine really started to act out of whack. All right, and so I had to go after the same protocol for myself as I gave to a client. But just on here for a couple minutes because I know I have to get over there with Andre and get set up. But there's a couple of things that I do use. This is not the totality, but I do take these 6 days a week, right? 2 to 3 times a day. Now, Evening Primrose. And this is the brand that I offer on my website, Evening Primrose. And that is a tincture. right? That's a tincture in a Nutri-Grain spirit. It does also come in the oil. Now, I do have the capsules in the oil. I thought I brought them up, but I usually get the capsules, the Nature Bounty or some other company that I trust, and use the capsules, and I puncture the oil, puncture it, and then I take the oil and I deeply massage into my womb area, like that whole area, and then and get it into my navel, right? So that it can penetrate and to loosen up the static motion and get blood going and pumping into that area, right? And then the nutrients from the oil to get in there, as well as some of the other oils that I use, like the cod liver oil, not cod liver oil, but castor oil, or what are some other oils? So I do the castor oil packs, and then I do the primrose oil. What were some of the other oils? They'll come to me in a minute because I did not bring them all up. But I also use chickweed, right? So chickweed is a almost like, well, a contact healer. And so it goes in, one, it helps you to lose weight because it gets into the cells, right? And it strengthens the cells and the fat cells and get everything metabolized and moving, and the energy revving up in your body, right? And so it is strong and nutritive, right? So it's strong in the vitamins, K, E, C, A, D, it's in here, right? It's in the chickweed. It's a contact healer. You usually can get the chickweed outside right now. It's like all over the place if you're paying attention, really low to the ground with little white flowers. And then you can make poultices, and you can actually do that on the belly as well, right? But that's also in one of the boluses that I make that goes into the vagina. But I take chickweed because it's just good all over for my body, right? And it helps my blood to keep moving as it needs to, because the circulation has to be moving in your abdomen area as well, you know, throughout everything, but really in your abdomen, lower abdomen, pelvic area, so that the fibroids will decrease and come out, right? Another one that I use is false unicorn root. That's another one, false unicorn root. I know I'm showing you tinctures. False unicorn root is a very strong, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at y'all because I'm looking at pulling this up so I don't tell y'all wrong. It is a very strong herb for the womb and the reproductive system to help us to restore in the body, right? Restore in the fallopian tubes, the uterus, the ovaries. Why is this acting dumb? Hold on 1 second. It's only because I'm looking like this, and then we going into Mercury retrograde. And anybody that knows about retrograde, that's kind of like the electronic stuff. Yeah. Goes along with that. Okay, so strengthens the womb, right? Strengthens the walls of the womb, like red raspberry leaf, and then it's usually like connected with or put with cramp bark. Those really strengthen the womb, right? Cleanses the tissues, strengthen the tissues so that you have a strong uterus to fight, right? Your ovaries, because your ovaries make certain hormones that you need as a woman. Let me see. People that have endometriosis and things like that, false unicorn root is great for that. It, like I said, it restores the strength and tone to the uterus, especially after childbirth, especially after abortions, miscarriages, surgeries, infections of the pelvic area, or even extended uses of drugs and alcohol for promoting fertility. Okay. Again, ovarian cysts. Let me see what else I'm going to give you, because I said all of that. It also helps with nausea and vomiting. Even for men, even for men, and your reproductive systems. But I will hit on the men next week. And also check me out on Instagram, EW Healing. I'll be doing some things over there on a different day. But again, I will put a link in for me and my dear doctor sister, Andrea Latrice, that's going to do an interview with me very shortly. So I got to get on and get off and get on over there. But like and share. I just wanted to give you a couple of different herbs. Again, evening primrose. You get the evening primrose oil as well. So you want the herb in a tincture or the herb or the raw herb or and the oil capsules. And you want to be rubbing that into your wound. You can even put it even on your face. It's just good for the skin, the oil. The false unicorn root, that strengthens. The chickweed is nutritive and strengthening. Those three things. So, and you can find them on my website, ellisonholistic.com. Again, like and share. Thank you for tuning in. Those who tuned in with me for a minute to look at this, because I know we have so many issues, especially as women of color. We have so many issues with our womb, and it's so many different layers, and I skimmed over it, kind of last week. And so I'm going to be going in and out. And then how it comes back to our mental thought processes, right? Because when things go wrong with our womb, we first go to having self-esteem issues where we don't feel like a woman. We don't feel up to par. And then it interrupts us how we actually, connect with our mates and having sex, especially when things are off. And then people make all these statements and your body is cleaning or whatever. And then it can have a different smell, right? And then that throws your self-esteem off, and your body is just trying to heal. And so you have to eat and give yourself the mental clarity, the mental strength, the peace, not condemning, not shaming, not body shaming or anything like that, so that you can heal properly. And anybody that can't respect that, you're just gonna have to let them go, and you're gonna have to learn how to push them away, right? Until you get yourself in a place. And as you're getting yourself into a place, you'll actually see that person in a different light. If they can't walk on the journey with you to see that you need to heal your body, then they may not be what's serving your greater good for you to be the person that you need to show up in the world to do your purpose. Right? And so, want you guys to be free, want you to be healed, want you to be loved, want you to be peace. Like and share. Again, false unicorn root, chickweed, primrose oil. All right? I love y'all. Share it again, like it again. I appreciate it. And I'll be talking to you guys soon. And check my links, as I'll be sending that out to check me out over there with Dr. Andrea. All right? Love y'all. Bye.